Brad, I know you have a portion two on the stream. You talk about weather happenings.
Yeah, and we're talking a lot about the camping and fire pit season.
Oh,
Make
yeah.
sure you're careful this time of year because we've got a huge wildfire risk. Yeah, so I know a lot of folks will be doing that. Just make sure you're putting everything out because we do have that risk, especially as we get later in the month. We're going to see the wind be a big story the next couple of days. That's the other part of the story here. Thursday and Friday, we'll call it breezy and cool, but by the weekend, I'm going to just call it straight up windy because it will be windy both days. So if you've got any outdoor activities and you got stuff that needs to be tied down or could blow away, you just got to give a heads up. Tents, umbrellas, inflatables, anything you're doing outside, the wind is going to be a big part of the signs. Next week, warmer and drier as the winds begin to calm down. Now, tomorrow morning, temperatures fall down into the 50s. This is still slightly above normal in some locations, mainly because it's still warm, but the wind will be a story overnight. Look at these gusts. Even into tomorrow morning, the winds could be gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. So you might hear that leaves rustling around out there. And during the day tomorrow, we'll be back up close to 70. So a little bit below normal for a high temperature, but the wind will make it feel cooler than this. It'll basically feel like it's in the 60s. But tomorrow night, this is the coolest night of the season so far. This will be the first time in the 40s since all the way back into April. And we'll see some patchy frost in the mountains, though the wind could help us out a little bit, preclude that frost from forming because it won't allow the coldest air to mix down to the surface. The reason it's going to be so windy, you got high pressure to the north, but low pressure is going to develop off the southeast coast. This is going to be a pretty strong nor'easter, and the pressure gradient, which is the difference in low pressure and high pressure is trying to fill in this low pressure. Think of that high pressure as a mountain of air, the low pressure is a valley, and that high pressure tries to fill the valley, so the air is rushing into that low pressure system, and that creates the wind. And there'll be northeast winds wrapping around that area of low pressure, which spins counterclockwise. That northeast wind is where we get the name nor'easter, and that northeast wind will be with us. Now, some showers try to sneak in here Saturday. Let's keep our fingers crossed that actually happens because we could use that rainfall. I've actually added a 20% for Saturday just in case, but the main show will be on the coast. That's where most of the activity is going to be. High impacts, especially in the Outer Banks. Wind will be a big story, but so will some rainfall, especially along the coast. Now, some of that rain might get close to Charlotte. We'll have to see if this happens. It's pretty dry on the west side, so I'm not overly optimistic we'll see a ton of rain get in here, but the wind certainly will be with us all weekend long. And if you're wondering why it's so windy, it's going to be because of that coastal low cranking up. Look at that thing spinning up. Gusts near the coast could be 40, 50 miles per hour, especially in the Outer Banks. So, and plan on some big time rain out there as well. But then next week, turnaround, big warm up in the middle of the country. We won't be under this heat dome, but we're going to see some of that warm air as temperatures jump back into the low 80s. So we introduced a small chance of rain there on Saturday. I'll keep a 20% chance for Sunday. But all in all, don't look for a ton of rain. Here's your Jerry Hunt SuperCenter 7-day forecast. 20% Saturday and Sunday, probably more clouds than anything. But then temperatures next week, look at that. They jump back into the 80s. So very warm and also incredibly dry. No chances of rain beyond this weekend.
Wow.